The store is now.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to The Store is Closed. Now, I didn't really intend to come back to this game until there were more updates from the developer's side of things. But I kind of made a bit of a mistake in my Discord server, where I have this bot that basically, it tells you the videos that are upcoming and what the content is going to be about. And I accidentally may have posted from the bot a post that said that we were going to be playing more 3008. And everyone got very excited, and then I was like, yeah, no, that was a mistake on my part. And then I changed it, and everyone got a little bit upset. So to make it up to you guys, I'm gonna be playing some more. And there is a couple of things that I think we can squeeze out of this just before, like, we've kind of covered all the topics. And I think that if we can try to get to some of these different zones, I think the red ones are cafeterias, but if we can try to get to a yellow zone today, I think that would be a good mission for the day. I think there is like a slightly different kind of area that we are yet to explore yet. So yeah, that's kind of the mission for today. And you know, who knows, maybe we'll bring back the SCP of the day as well. That could be a fun time. So first things first, we need a weapon. And now that we've kind of figured out how to get weapons, we don't have to sit here for the first 20 minutes of the video trying to work out how to do that. I can just go bish, bash, bosh, and we have a weapon. This time we went for the hammer. I figured it was smaller, and it's got a much smaller swing, so I think it's easier for us to not break things when we have the hammer. Probably is less, yeah, it takes a couple more hits than the regular sledgehammer, but the idea is that we're not going to destroy our base this time, which is pretty good. And maybe I should craft a sledgehammer so that we can get through the walls, but that's okay. I also fixed my microphone because it was terrible in the last episode, frankly. It sounded like I was in a tunnel somewhere, which, you know, wasn't quite the idea. But yeah, I'll go ahead and make a sledgehammer, and then we can really start breaking through these walls, kind of where we left off from the last episode. Oh, these sound effects are good though. You, sir, I would like to test my hammer sound effects on your face. Ooh. I think he liked that last one. That was a very weird noise.
Help keep the store clean by taking it.
Ow! No! How about you help keep the store clean by getting the hell away from me? You know, if you didn't actually spread my blood across the floor, then maybe the store wouldn't have to be cleaned. If you get what I mean. What? You're aggressive? It's the daytime, my friend. Ah! Ooh, yeah, big swing from you. You dick. Okay, and now we have a sledgehammer, which is brilliant. It means we can just start going. Do you think with this blue dot? No, there's multiple blue dots. Yeah, so there's also the blue and the pink dots that we don't know about. We can't find ourselves on the map, annoyingly, unless that's what that black dot is. Oh, it is. Okay, so we're here. So if we head this way, we'll eventually find the pink dot and we can go beyond into the yellow bit. Oh, this is good. Let me just break my way through here. Sofa. Oh, materials for days. I'm stuck. What am I stuck on? The game thinks there's still a wall? No. I'm just freaking out for no reason. Oh, I don't know the control system. This is embarrassing. I don't know if the volume's extra loud for me right now, but this is loud destruction. We'll take the concrete that we can use for absolutely nothing. That'll be good.
The store is closed.
Oh.
We will find you.
I'll find you first. Woohoo! Take that. Life from the top down. I like to live life from the bottom up. You know? Started from the bottom, and I'm rising up. For glory. Okay, we're almost at the pink thing. That's exciting. Oh, the cleave. Ooh, we're getting there. I think it must be that thing over there. Ooh, broke something. Curtains, I think. It is very dark. Very, very dark. Okay, we are very close. It is apparently just beyond this wall here. So I'm thinking the pink things and the blue things might be the underground and the above ground bases. That would sort of make sense. I don't think they're in the game fully, but maybe the entryways are in the game. That would kind of make sense. Yeah, here we go. So this must be... We're right at the pink thing right now. And this is it. Follow the numbers to get where you're going. Oh. So is this just what these are? What numbers? You lied! Can we bring it down? Jack and the Beanstalk. The Beanstalk's coming down. I don't think it's coming down. Maybe this is a placeholder for the sky bases. Or maybe this actually tells you how to get out. Somehow. I'm watching you. Don't you dare come near me. I kind of want you to come near me. Big swing! The exit was what? I don't think I heard that. Wait, she's got like sewn up legs? That's awful. So I guess if we find another pink one at some point, which there is one right at the end here, we'll be able to see if they're all the same. But right now we need to get ourselves in the direction of the yellow zone. And off we go. I suppose we could at least figure out what the red zones are as well. Maybe the yellow zones are the cafeterias. Maybe. I would think, I don't know, some strange reason, like red seems like it would be the one that would be food for me. Like, just don't ask me why. Red's normally like danger, but yeah, it just feels like it should be food. Alright, once the game has decided to let me through, I presume it's all this furniture that's getting in the way. Oh, there was a shelf. Never mind. Ooh. So this must be the other department. Maybe we wait until it's daytime. Let's do that. Oh, so satisfying though, to swing sledgehammers at things. I should go get that house flipper game. I bet that would be so much fun. Bonk! Oh, the metal sounds even better. Bonk! Bonk! Oh, beanbags. Bonk! Oh, these are less satisfying. We're definitely not ripping them. These ones are just, bonk.
Trespassers will not be permitted.
Bonk! Bonk! What? It's the way they're like, you will not be permitted, and they just die. Okay, daytime, we've made it. So, this is like Amazon's warehouse. This could be a gold mine. Yeah, we've made it to the warehouse. Is this woman riding a train? What? She sat in it? What are you doing? She has perfect posture. Yeah, and we've now made it right to the edge of this zone. Ooh, this is good though. Can we break any of this stuff? We can. And the shelves? Maybe not the shelves. But all the cardboard. That's fantastic. How are you doing, lady? You okay?
The store is closing. Leave the store now.
Alright. I don't think you can do anything to us. I'm really tempted to build something over her while she's stuck here. Ooh. Maybe she'll go back to a T-pose after that? Yep. Yeah, she's stuck. She ain't coming out. Let's see what we can do. This is SCP after all, so, like, if we aren't containing things, what are we doing? So let's contain. Tall stairs made from wood. You sure? It says it's a wooden wall. Tall stairs made from wood. Oh, all the descriptions are tall stairs. They're all tall stairs made from wood. That is not true. Okay. Here we go. Contain that SCP. Contain the SCP. Don't let them come to our world. And protect from any other SCPs that wish to free this SCP. You will be contained for the good of mankind. No more will you terrorize human nature. We will be free to live out our days, and you will be free to live out your days in this tiny box that we have made for you. And we'll even put a little window in so we can see you. You can have a good laugh every now and then. Can you build roofs? Roof a thing. I've got wooden floor. That's good enough. Oh, it's a bit janky. Bit janky. Oh, that's good. Right there. How do I build that? Oh, okay. Not my best work ever, but I think she gets the message. Good. Good. We'll give them a light source as well, if we can make a light source. Can you have a light source? Light source, light source, light source. The chair fire is pretty exciting. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll set her on fire. Oh, can I get that? Yes! There we go. And that, my friends, is how to properly contain an instance of SCP-3081. You just surround it in little cardboard boxes until it gets a bit scared and doesn't know where to go. Then you build the 4 walls around her, put down a random piece of ceiling that doesn't really make any sense, and finish it all off by throwing chairs in there and lighting the bonfire. It won't affect the SCP, but it sends a message. And that's really what we stand for. Good. Right, let's have a bit more of a look around. Ooh, checkouts. Oh, is this where you go then? They did say please proceed to the checkout. But I wouldn't expect them to be here. It's not exactly the most welcoming sight. Does that mean we can steal some money? No. No is the answer. Somehow got wood out of that. The fact that absolutely everything is destructible in this game is really good. Like everything. I don't know what the crouch button is. There we go. Even these are destructible. So maybe that does mean that the actual railings themselves would be destructible. You just got to give them a good couple of whacks. Let's try it. Maybe these are the only things that aren't destructible in this game. But everything else does a pretty good job at doing that. And this zone's awesome. It's materials 4 days. Crates, boxes, wood, concrete, bricks, which I guess gives us more concrete. A perfect block of concrete from destroying those bricks. Cardboard boxes gives us wood, somehow. I guess like the hammer's magic. Maybe the hammer is also an SCP. That could be cool. The real question is, do we get the forklift? Oh. But it breaks just like everything else. That's awesome. Oh, I haven't even thought about it. Could you imagine? Oh my, I already know what base we're making. I think we need a sneak peek. We could totally make a tree house. Like in this area. How cool is that? You know, we create stairs up to the top and then we create walkways all along the top. That would be so good. Oh dear. Well, I need to hurry up with that design pretty quickly. So I need to position that like that here. There we go, that's good, that's good. How you doing?
The store is now.
Store is now what? What was that?
We have a wife.
Did she just say I have a wife? I have a what? Okay, one thing it is really dark here, so maybe we can create a bonfire to give us just a little bit of light. There is those lights that you could see beforehand in my little inventory system.
We will find you.
That was my bonfire! You know! That's now an insult. You know! There you go. So now we've got a bit of a flag that can tell us where we are, and it attracts all the other staff members like these guys. So we can go, hello, bonk, and...
Be in the store now.
Ooh.
Why haven't you left?
Still so cool. This guy's got so much sass. That was almost a dab or a Fortnite dance. One of the two. Kind of funny that they're not even a threat anymore.
Customers shouldn't be
That's never going to get old. That is never going to get old. This one's quite awkward, actually. Maybe we should have made a shorter staircase. How did I get this one built so well? Oh, because it was on the edge. Yeah, we got a bit of a problem there. Do we have any scaffolding? Probably not. Oh, thank God, daytime. Okay, well, we've made a start, and we can come back to here in a second. So the idea is that we just keep on going like this. I probably can just build more stairs on top of stairs, can't I? That's probably something that I should have done a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. This is the way forwards. Yeah, there we go. Like, think of the amazing jungle treehouse we can have up here. Oh, I'm so excited. That's going to be so good. Once we get the proper updates and the patches going on, that's going to be beautiful. Kind of want to jump that. Yeah. Okay, no full damage. That's good. So maybe I can just make the jump now. Yeah, the building needs work. Because it only clips on the edges like this. Oh, that's going to be awful. It's good for this, but not for everything else. Ooh, gotta be a little bit careful I don't fall through the floor. But we can probably make that jump now. Yeah, there you go. And we can live up here forever in our lovely, happy home. On top of the ceiling. Forever out of the way of the pesky staff members down below. Drop hit. I'm gonna do it. Flying swing! Okay. Right, so mission for today. We need to go and find the other red thing, and then we need to find the nearest blue thing, which is there. We've got a red thing here, so that could be a cafe along the way. Good news for us, that's what I say. So we'll go and do that. While I'm doing that, let me tell you about today's SCP. So, the SCP of the day today is SCP-504, which is a plant-based SCP. So this SCP is it's a tomato plant. So you plant the seeds and the plant grows and tomatoes grow on top of that. And the seeds themselves don't do anything special. And the tomatoes themselves, when they grow, again, they don't do anything special. They're just regular tomatoes, regular seeds, everything seems good. Of course, like, the SCP Foundation doesn't want the seeds going into people's hands, so they keep them relatively, like, kind of under lock and key, but they don't have to, like, properly contain them. It's just the plants themselves, once they're grown, that they have to kind of contain. So these red dots are just quite literally these giant posters into the ceiling somewhere. Maybe if you follow them up long enough, they result in a base. But, I mean, that's a lot of materials, and I ain't got time for that. So, this plant was first discovered in Kentucky somewhere, in the place of Redacted, of course, in the typical SCP fashion way. And it was found when the wife reported that her husband, who was a farmer, had been murdered, and I quote, murdered by his lunch. Which is interesting. And basically, what happened is that the tomatoes that grow show an interesting effect in reaction to comedy. And when someone says a joke that is particularly terrible or particularly awful or cringeworthy, I guess, then the tomatoes will fly towards the person at a speed of at least minimum 100 miles an hour. And yeah, I guess they have no braking power, so the way they stop is they collide with your face, and, well, death ensues from there. It's a great SCP. I really like it. There is a bunch of different logs that have been attached to the bottom of the SCP, where they've tested out various jokes and seen the reactions of the tomatoes. The way that they grow these tomatoes is that the SCP Foundation keeps the people that kind of do it have to wear these soundproof masks so that they can't accidentally crack a wise joke and then get murdered by the tomatoes. Oh, she almost made a noise. Yeah, and so the SCP Foundation is currently they're roaming out into the world to try and find these plants and kind of shut them down as much as possible, because you don't want to be walking through the woods one day and happen to come across a wild instance of SCP-504. And maybe you crack a wise joke to your dog or something because you're walking them down the road, and then you just get absolutely peppered by these tomatoes. It would be even better if they made a little noise as they came towards you. They were like, and then they hit you. I think that'd be good. Hey! There's an actual kitchen as well. Is this just metal for days? Ah, more unbreakables. We didn't see the kitchen before. There was plenty of cafeterias, but yeah, it makes sense as a kitchen. Bit of a useless kitchen. It's just cupboards. There's no ovens. But, whatever. How close are we? Almost there. Almost there. So I deliberately didn't react to the jokes, because I figured we'd read them now. I saw a couple of them, and they looked really hilarious. The SCP is so good. So I think we will do that real quick. So let's do that. Okay, we're in. It took me far too long, but we're in. So here it is, in all its glory, SCP-504. And one thing I didn't mention is that the tomatoes seem to reach speeds relative to the inciting attempt at humor. So, the worse the joke, the longer the joke, if you've used any puns in it, it all affects how quickly these things fly towards your face. But here we go, the log of the tests. So 1D class D504 instance 1 said, is a hippopotamus, or just really a cool apotamus? Results, no change in velocity. That makes sense, because that's the least funniest joke I've ever heard in my life. That wasn't even terrible, it was just bad. Then they went on to another one. What is an archaeologist? Someone whose career is in ruins? Tomato clocked at 124 miles an hour. Subject suffered from a broken nose. It appears that SCP-504 has a certain taste in jokes. This might indicate sapience. I hope not. Dr. Blast, I presume, is the doctor in charge of doing these tests. So they had to bring on another one. D-Class Incident 2 came along. 3 tomatoes are walking down the street. A papa tomato, a mama tomato, and a little baby tomato. Baby tomato starts lagging behind. Papa tomato gets angry, goes over to the baby tomato and smushes him and says, "Catch up." Tomato clocked at 264 miles an hour. Subject rendered unconscious. Oh god, I only just got it. That's so bad. That is the worst joke. Yeah, tomatoes get him. That was so terrible. New D-Class. So, I was going to bed and my brother told me, "Good night. Don't let the bed bugs stick their proboscis in your skin and suck your blood." Pause. Good luck on a healthy dermis. 2-second pause before activity. Tomato clocked at redacted. Sound barrier broken. Subject killed. Oh my god. It even had to think about it. It was like, is this... No. Terrible joke. Die. If you have dentures, don't use artificial sweetener, because you'll get a fake cavity. All 3 tomatoes clocked at exactly 145 miles an hour. Subject injured, 2 teeth dislodged. That's actually... They got off lightly with that one. That's not bad. New D-Class. I tried to walk into target, but I missed. All 4 pieces clocked at 212 miles an hour. Subject severely injured, right eye destroyed by a piece of tomato. So yeah, the tomatoes, once they're destroyed, like they can still move. And all of these tomatoes only fly at the user once. So once they've kind of flown into you, killed you, or mushed against the wall, something like that, they're done. They're not ever going to move again. And yeah, so a tomato can be destroyed and still fly towards you, but if the tomato is like 10% moldy, I think it is, 10% decayed, or it's got like chemical interference because of either stomach acid or the microbes, the bacteria are kind of like chewing down on it, then the tomato doesn't do it anymore. So very specific cases, I guess. So yeah, tomatoes. We were actually trying to find a blue zone. What? Is that a thing? When you tab out of the game for too long, it resets itself? Uh-oh. Okay, well, we got a lot to catch up on then. Oh, they need to give us like tricycles or something. Like, what would be a good method of transport in an Ikea store? We had the trolleys last time. If you could construct an engine and strap it onto a trolley and make trolleymobiles, that would be great. Or if you could get wheels and make your own vehicles, you know, strap a couple of wheels to like the sofa, give it a good old engine, off you go. What's that smoke? Do you see that? It's like a black smoke. I'm sure it's fine. I haven't hit one of you in so long, I want to do it now. Good. I feel good again. Almost there. The perfect living room. If only it wasn't full of man-eating creatures. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be getting to the new zone in the dark, which is okay, but it is very dark. Famous last words, my friend. Famous last words. Okay. Walls do not stop us in this game. Try to take me around this maze. We make the maze. We forge our own paths. And hopefully we don't fall through the wall while it's trying to load the map. Especially not that we've got all this way now. That would be very sad. Food meter also goes down really slow, so it's not like you have to actually eat the food. You can get away with surviving a good like 4 or 5 days before you actually need to eat anything. Okay, so right around this wall is the thing we've been searching for. The blue object. Blue object? Close. Just over there. That must be what this light source is. Ah, yeah. So these blue objects must be the SCP bases. That must be the underground facility. That's exciting. Can I construct like a light or something to give us at least a little bit more? Okay, these lamps are useless. So from now on, the only light we'll ever construct is the bonfires. I hope we get to go inside this in a second. Of course I'm stalling for time, but I just want to be able to see. There we go. So it's properly SCP Foundation owned. They've built a properly strong bunker as well. I don't think I can probably destroy anything. As it stands, we can't go inside. But it is indestructible, which is good. If I know the SCP Foundation, they definitely should be able to keep things from breaking out. Although from every game we've played so far, I guess they're not so good at that. But they try. It's so tightly locked down that we can't even get through it. Maybe, yeah, I can't even go up the stairs. Maybe eventually...
Ah! You never should have come here. Take your trolley to your car.
What car? What trolley? Okay, they're getting quite plentiful now, actually. That guy's... needs to stop. Yeah, so I'm thinking eventually maybe the managers will drop a key card. Or, yeah, that would be cool if every SCP vault was numbered. From maybe 1 to 20 or something ridiculous like that. And every boss you killed dropped a key card. This is just pure speculation, of course, isn't what the developers want to do. Perhaps you can just go into them and find them. But that would be a really good way of kind of making it so that the story gets told in a sequential order. So that you go into vault number 1 and you get story from that, then you go into vault number 2, get some story from that, and it all kind of leads up into the grand finale, whatever that would be. That would be a really cool design idea, maybe. I guess the only problem with that is you'd have to try and find vault number 1 in this maze, which there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's probably about 10 on this map, 10 vaults. So maybe, yeah, I think you could do a lot with that. So there we go. I think that's pretty much everything. I mean, I just want to go to this massive warehouse before we end, but as I say, there's not too much left to do with this game, really. But, oh, we get to see it in the daytime now. Let's go back. There we go. So not too much different in the day, but we do get to see a little bit better the materials. SCP, got the fancy door. This would probably take you to some form of elevator, maybe a really long staircase, something like that, down into the depths. So I think we figured it out. The blue dots are the underground bunkers. The red dots are probably placeholders for the sky bases. And then the yellow patches are the warehouses, and the red patches are the cafeterias. I think, yeah, that's some good, useful knowledge for eventually when this becomes a bit more fully fledged, for sure. So I think that is probably going to do it here for today. It was probably a bit shorter than what the usual video lengths are like, but as I say, there's not too much left that we can explore of this game. Until they add saving, which I think the developer plans to add a few more features before that, so we'll probably do a couple of extra one-shot, maybe feature patch introductions to some of the new features, but really this series will kick off once we get saving into the game, because until then I can't really survive, which is a shame. And hopefully they fix the music as well, so I don't have to keep coming up with corny soundtracks. But yeah, so if you enjoyed watching, then, feel free to go into the description below. You'll find a link to all of the videos that will be covering this in a gameplay playlist, all neatly wrapped up tight. And if you would like to join the Discord, then there is a link down in the description where you too can shout at me for when I make mistakes, posting videos that I really shouldn't be posting. So, there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next time. So until then, goodbye!